No longer will you see events or circumstances in your life as merely random or by luck, chance, or lessons. No longer will that be the case after today. You'll see the meaning and the purpose of every single thing in your life, why it's there and what it's showing you. You'll be free to choose the life that you really want to live. The general purpose of becoming familiar with this arbitrary scale of energy is so you can identify your current state and you can practice the next higher state incrementally. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to have a very difficult time in life and others seem to be laughing, smiling, and gliding through it? If you're like many people right now, you may be experiencing anxiety, competition, feelings of lack, and maybe even depression. Perhaps you experience the same shitty things in your life on repeat and you can't seem to change that. So I'm going to clarify today why you may feel like a zombie and why everything in our reality is just vibrations, including your emotions and your body, and why this vibration either repels or attracts every circumstance, happening, outcome in your life, knowing that if it's all just vibration, you can choose something new. And I'll be doing this by showing you and explaining to you this chart. This is the scale of energy or vibration. I may be referencing a couple charts. One is by Frederick Dodson, the other is David Hawkins. I'm going to put information down below, but nonetheless, you are going to learn something brand new today. You'll see meaning and purpose to every single thing in your life, why it's there, what it's showing you, because every vibration in your life, there's no bad vibrations. There's no bad thing that ever happened in your whole life. Even the things that seem bad are not bad. They are happening for your greatest awakening. So if you do find yourself in a tricky point, if you're watching this and being like, shit, I'm on a lower scale of energy here, I'm on a lower vibration here, what do? I'm going to be going over the key to transcending to the next level. So don't you worry, things are going to be okay. The universe works through our awakening. It shows us reflections of ourselves in our relationships, in our workplace, in our literally regular day things that happen. You'll be reflected back to yourself what state you're at. We're in such a craving state in our late capitalism right now. It's like, oh, I just need the next thing so I can feel good. And like this scale of energy is going to show you that it doesn't require anything. You don't require anything to be in a higher vibration or a higher state of energy. It's up to you. Tons of these scales exist throughout humanity. Throughout thousands of years, humanity's been around. This is not new information. So let's get into it. Ancient mystics and teachers believed that every single thing is vibrating. Everything is a vibration, done so on an electromagnetic scale. And modern science confirms this. And this is also how you're able to perceive anything in your physical body, is the fact that it is vibrating. A waveform hits your body and your body's intricate nervous system decodes it and sends that information up to your brain. Then your mind starts making an analytical thought about it, and then your emotional response. So feeling, thought, and emotion. This cycle has happened billions of times in your life, and you've created beliefs about your reality through this. All of your conscious experience or state of being can be measured, and you will experience circumstances and events equal to that vibration that you're at. And a big portion of this is your belief system. Everything has a spiritual source and a physical counterpart, as above and so below. And you cannot experience something if you're not vibrating at its level in some way. So before we jump in, I just want to talk about relative truth. So there's something called relative truth and absolute truth. On this earth plane, there are two sides to everything. Something that is true for one person is not true for another, even if they've experienced the exact same thing. Take anything that you resonate with and leave what doesn't resonate with you, okay? That's important. So to begin, let's look at three categories. We're looking at low, mid, and high levels of energy. This could also be broken up into having, doing, and being. In low levels of energy, using this arbitrary scale, this is anything below 200. If you're vibrating here, you may be reactive, worried, in a victim state, occupied with the past, and generally you carry a lot of fear and resistance. Your prevalent concern is having more because you have so little energy in your body. You're just focused on gaining more energy at this level. So the focus is on yourself and not others. The key point I'd like to make here is that if your body is vibrating at this level, you are almost exclusively at the mercy of your surroundings. People here have to go out and work very hard. They must be the cause of the effects that they experience. Because energy is slow moving here, what you see is what you get. Synchronicity and co-creation with the quantum field is not possible at this level. Free will and choice are also limited, and the lower you are, the less choice that there is. Another thing I'd like to mention here is I've been in very, very low states in my life. There are a lot of people who have. People who have can often tell you that doing even mundane things, daily things, expends quite a lot of energy. It's quite expensive to do things like either taking care of yourself, taking care of your house, doing simple things like going to your mailbox. These things can be very hard at this level. So keep that in mind. Between 50 to around 120 here, a person can expect to experience anything from apathy, fear, craving, grief, compulsion, and self-pity. What can help at this level is medical attention, social support, and supervision. Anything between 120 to 200, you would experience a release from these lower level states by feeling anger. And this feels good at this level. Remember, there are no good or bad emotions. This vibration is accompanied by criticism, unfulfilled desire, complaint, blame, pride, or arrogance. What can help at this level is therapeutic work, study of self, learning about yourself, and self-love. This stuff can really help at this level. Alrighty, in the mid states of energy, this is anything from 200 to 450, and your body naturally vibrates at 200. This is the tipping point from negative to positive, so 200 is like a neutral zone. You're above 200 now, you no longer experience the self-destruction, addictions, or violence of the lower levels. This is where the majority of the population is at. What I like to call matrix people, or people who focus their entire value or awareness on doing, or what they can do and what they can achieve by doing. If you're vibrant here, you can experience contentment, courage, relaxation, eagerness, kindness, optimism, maybe boredom, feeling a mixture of fear and love here. Sometimes you're proactive, sometimes you're reactive. You are aware of yourself, but not overly aware of others. Prevalent focus at this level is doing more because you are likely preoccupied with the future. So there's something in the future you perceive as better or more satisfying than what you're experiencing in the now moment, in the present moment. At the higher end of this mid-range, you feel acceptance, intelligence, reason. Sometimes the cause, other times the one affected. Here the field mostly affects you, and sometimes you affect the field. So manifestation is sometimes successful. Between 200 to 340, it is a mixture of free will and hard work. As we rise up the scale, we go from matter or density, more energy. Energy is more freed. It's freed up because we're not wasting our time with being in a victim state or being a victim of our circumstances or surroundings. So as you rise up in the scale, that energy is freed up and you can do what you will with it. The more energy we have, less matter we are. The big reason why you may hear people say, raise your vibration, because once you can anchor in your vibration above 340, less and less work is required to manifest successfully. What can help at this level? So between 200 to around 499, this is where symptoms of awakening can occur. So some type of processing or connection with spirituality, meditation, science, religion, mental training, conscious living can really help you at this level. It can really help continue to expand you. With that said, let's look at the high states of energy. This is anywhere from 475 to 600 plus. Between levels 400 to 600, you will experience more intense feelings, joy, creativity, beauty, imagination, intuition, and unconditional love. One mostly lives in the present, mostly successful, happy, and living in a natural balance. All things in your life are given equal attention. You're also very aware of yourself and very aware of others at this level. Now operating in states of being, no longer do the energy fields around you have an effect on you. You have an effect on the field. Meaning manifestation becomes very easy. You merely require a choice or intention to have a preferred outcome manifest. Above 540, your personal will is replaced with divine will. You have risen in awareness, Understand that the now is all there is. This is the only place where life happens. Anything can be consciously created. What can help at this level? So 500 and above. Oh, not a lot. Therapy, coaching, energy work is not really required. Stream of life takes care of everything. Not really going to go above 600 and explaining that today. Know that above 600, you experience awareness beyond dual or linear viewpoints. What I want to say here is that your spirit has come here to experience the entire vibrational scale, the entire scale of energy. There's no shame here in this video. There's no shame here when we talk about it, when we identify our level. On Earth, we need a mixture of vibration. People that are more earthly, others that occupy more energy. We need that mix of people because our Earth plane exists quite often through states of contrast. So we do need all these vibrations. Very important. I'm hoping learning about this today really helped you. Let this be a tool you could return to in the future. You're exactly where you need to be. With that said, leave a like, subscribe, throw a comment down there. I got my links down below. Say hi, love and light, and I'll see you next time.